One.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Heads Up Play, episode 29. It's your man, John Rivers, aka Cowboy. We have Sam, the sweaty boy, here. We're going to get into a lot of it. Before we get started, though, guys, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. A lot of work goes behind the scenes for these videos. So come on, leave a like and subscribe button. So let's get into it, man. We was doing an update after every day of the tournament. Well, you're probably thinking, what happened? Why did we stop? Well, we had an emergency on our side. Sweaty boy, would you like to elaborate on said emergency?
So I wake up Saturday morning. Really, I had this issue Friday, but late Friday night, early Saturday morning, I could not sleep, and it was because I had some of the worst pain in my life. I've had two kidney stone surgeries in my life. I would never wish that upon anybody. But this right there with it had a big old abscess in my gums.
Mm,
Apparently, and I had to. It was a miracle finding a dentist open on a Sunday here in lovely Gainesville, Florida. Only one I could find, and they just so happened to be open like 8 a.m. to 12. And I sent them a message at 5 a.m. It's gonna please get me in. So I had to have an emergency root canal. So I was down for the count that day, and then I was uh once the Novocaine wore off, I was destroyed. I could not sleep. I mean, you kind of forget someone is drilling into your
your
tooth and
tooth.
into your gum. Like
Wait,
that causes some pain.
you'll be a little
So
sore. I've always said tooth pain is the worst. I think that's the pain nobody can handle. I don't
it,
care
it
how.
is. It's such a concentrated pain that just won't go away. Oh, and it's pulsating. It was
There's
throbbing
nothing to
so
it.
hard.
You can't take Advil and it feels better. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the dentist told me the best. I was hoping he would prescribe me a painkiller of some sort, but he didn't. All he prescribed me was, antibiotic to get rid of the infection, which I'm still having to take. But he told me the best thing to take is a mixture of Advil and ibuprofen together, and that did absolutely nothing. The best thing
Now
that,
you
that
know.
eased my pain was an ice pack the whole time. I just laid on ice.
Well, we're glad you're better, man. We've missed a little bit, but we're gonna recap it real fast, guys. Round of 32 happened. I'm gonna tell you, man. You know, after the Monday after the Super Bowl, the Tuesday after the national championship, all everybody thinks about is like football, man. They're just like I'm just like tired. All I've thought about is football for the last day. That's how I felt these past 2 days, these past 48 hours. All I did for 4 days straight was basketball, 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 basketball. I mean, I watched it from 11 in the afternoon till midnight watching the last game. Now it's taken away from me. What do I do? It's tough.
Hey, you got a couple days. That's the thing with March Madness is the round of 64 and the round of 32. That's when you got the most action. It may not be the best, but I mean, you get those few huge upsets here and there. And then once you get into the Sweet 16 and Elite 8, and especially into the Final Four, while those are a lot more exciting games, the action really does kind of slow down in general. You don't have action through the whole day like you do in the rounds of 64
With
and 32.
the rent. No, you're right. You're right. So let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We'll get into it, but let's start with Saturday. Let me find it. Saturday. All right. Saturday, we start off, I mean, with a pretty good game in Arizona and Dayton. You had 2 seed Arizona, 7 seed Dayton. I I was personally pulling for the Flyers just because of Anthony Grant, former Alabama head coach. I love me some Anthony Grant. But Arizona pulled out late. I mean, they looked pretty good. Arizona looked pretty good.
Yeah, good win by Arizona. I was also pulling for Dayton. Kind of just always pull for the upset, but I was also hoping Arizona would kind of come out in the end. They're my national championship picks, so had to go with the Wildcats on that one. Good win for them.
Big big ups for former Alabama player Jaden Bradley for Arizona. He came off the bench. He gave him 12 points. I mean, he did pretty good off the bench, but good win by Arizona. Now, this second game was Saturday. huge upset. I mean, yeah, it's a 4 versus 5, but the way they did it, 'cause at half they were down a point. I'm sure you know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Gonzaga over Kansas, 89-68. Oh my god. Gonzaga if Gonzaga, everybody when you watch these games, you look and be like, "Yeah, man, that team can win it." I definitely watched that game and was like, "Oh my god, if Gonzaga plays like that every game, they're gonna win it." But they didn't miss. They just couldn't miss in the second half.
That second half, they were, almost perfect. I mean, they were just hitting everything, and Kansas, a disappointment. Quite a
No,
dis I mean, but don't take that away from Gonzaga. I mean, it was 4 versus 5. We knew Gonzaga could do some damage, but I was not expecting Kansas to lose that game.
we knew it was gonna be tough for Kansas when you lost your leading scorer, McCullough, and then you had Hunter Dickinson basically have his shoulder thrown out of place, and he was playing with one shoulder. It was just a tough game, but I mean, they held in there in the first half, up a point, 44-43, and then second half comes, and I don't think nobody was ready for Gonzaga to drop 46 and them only score 24. I mean, Gonzaga just couldn't miss in the second half, but Gonzaga moves on. I will give Mark Few credit. I want to say this is the ninth year in a row that they've been to the Sweet 16, which is, I mean, that's, I would almost, I'm not saying I would take that as a, I feel like that's just as good as being to one Final Four, in my opinion.
I look, I can always find myself comparing college basketball to college football. I think that's just how my mind works as an Alabama fan. And I I would kind of say that making the Sweet 16 in the NCAA tournament is almost as impressive or almost as successful as making the college football playoff in the Final Four. Maybe, if not, maybe the Elite Eight is right there with it. Um, so to make it that many years in a row, I mean, that says something. I mean, I know they haven't won a national championship, but I mean, to have that much success in general in the tournament, I mean, you're putting years on banners in that gym.
No, you're right. You're right. That definitely speaks testament to the program that our few has created. Next game, you had Michigan State versus North Carolina. I did think Tom Izzo was going to make a comeback because Tom Izzo in March is unbelievable. I mean, you got January, February, Izzo. Like there is no March. It is Izzo, but he couldn't do it again. He is. I think. I want to. I think he hasn't won a game against North Carolina. I think he's 0-5, 0-6. But North Carolina beat Michigan State. It looked close a little bit in the first half or the first few minutes, and then they kind of take it away in the beginning at the end of the first half and then blew them out 85-69. What do you think about the North Carolina Tar Heels?
Yeah, impressive win. I mean, this was, not a game that Michigan State was really ever in. There was a few times where they got kind of close, but for the most part, UNC kind of dominated this game, especially near the end of the game, and they just kind of went on a roll and took it over. I thought Tom Izzo. I was kind of hoping Tom Izzo could, pull some sort of upset because I think college basketball is better when Michigan State is good and making runs in the tournament. But it has been a while. So yeah, a little disappointing, but I figured that would be the case. North Carolina with a good win, and they'll take on our Tide in the Sweet 16.
They will. They will. Next game, let's go to the Cougars from Washington State versus the Cyclones from Iowa State, 67-56. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really watch this game. I was eating dinner with my family, so I'm looking at the stats now. I mean, yeah, it was tied at halftime, and then Iowa State. I mean, nobody's gonna win when you give up 40 points, and that's what Washington State did. I
Hey,
mean,
quit!
I think I've always said I've been big on Iowa State all year.
Yeah, this is your team. I mean, you've been huge on them all year. Good win. I honestly kind of close. They pulled away late in the second half, and Washington State kind of gave them some trouble there, but Iowa State moving on. Who are they playing in the Sweet 16?
They would play Illinois.
I'm saying Illinois. Illinois.
That'll be a good game. Well, let's go to the next game. The game of Cinderellas. Who is going to be our Cinderella team with North Carolina State versus Oakland? This was
This
an
was a close game.
it was, dude. Did you watch the ending of it?
This was not a game that I was able to watch, but just based off the score, It seemed like Jack Golke probably had him another good game.
J The thing is, though, he didn't, though.
Really?
He only had 22 points. He
I see
did what
Trey
I kinda
Townsend for
he
Oakland,
kinda
30
did
points.
he kinda did what I thought he was gonna do. He went 6 of 17 from 3. Like, I'm
Well, the
mad
thing with him is that's all he shoots. I mean, we talked about it, a couple nights ago. All he shoots is threes.
what they
So,
had
I mean,
to
if
do
he's
was
on, he's on, but if he's not, I mean,
have you seen this DJ Burns for North Carolina State? The big guy?
yes, 24 points for him on the night.
So, what they were doing was he is I wanna say 6'9" and 2
6'9", 275 pounds on the
so
basketball court. That's a
what
lineman.
he looked like a nose tackle. What he was doing was they would throw him the ball inside, and Oakland would double him up, and that left someone wide open every time. How they went into over if they just ooh, pardon me, guys, I had Buffalo Wild Wings.
You get that 20
If
piece.
I'm telling you, man, that Parmesan garlic's kicking back up. Um, if they coulda hit their shots, they wouldn't have went to overtime. I mean, every time they pass it to him, crash him, wide open for a shot. I mean, I'm telling you, I called it every time. I was watching it with my wife and her family. I was like, "Watch, crash." They'd crash him, pass it out. But good game by North Carolina State. They're hot right now, dude. They're hot right now. I mean,
This could be the Cinderella Elite Eight, Final Four type team that moves on. I mean, as what would be probably the lowest seed left. I mean, obviously there's a reseeding in the Sweet 16, but I mean they're an 11 seed, so I mean that's the lowest one left.
yeah.
So I mean, if they could make a good run, that'd be a pretty big win if they make it to the Elite Eight or Final Four.
Yeah, it would be. All right, let's go to the next game. In this game, future SEC opponents, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it was a snooze fest. Tennessee beating Texas 62 to 58. I just don't. I'm gonna be honest. It don't feel like the same Tennessee team from the SEC play. It really don't.
No, Rick Barnes does get the win over his former team. 58-62, actually a kind of a close game. Or excuse me, I was looking at yeah, 68-52. But yeah, like you said, nothing crazy. Dalton Connect, of course, kind of led the way, but he seemed a little down compared to his play in the SEC tournament and previously. So I wonder if they're kind of sleepwalking a little bit here. I mean, he only had 18 points, 5 of 18, field goals. Um, I'd be interested to see who do the. I mean, we'll talk about it coming up, but what do you think? Is this team sleepwalking a little bit? Which I
I'll
mean says a lot because we know Rick Barnes in March.
my opinion. I'll get into it when we get there, but I definitely think they're gonna get upset by Creighton. I have Creighton beating Tennessee, in my opinion. But let's get to this next game. This game was it was ugly. Illinois over Duquesne. I 89 to 63. Illinois looks damn good. I'm gonna be honest. They look really good. Illinois is oh god. Like I said, that East bracket, you had 1 seed UConn, 2 seed Iowa State, 3 seed Illinois, four 4 seed Auburn. Oh yeah, what about KD Johnson entering the transfer portal today? What do you think about that?
I laughed. I mean, it was unexpected. I mean, that you can't expect that. I mean, out of all people to enter the portal from Auburn. I mean,
Uh,
and because I see the thing was I was actually listening to the next round today, and they had Stephen Pearl, who is I don't know if he's related, like the son of Bruce Pearl or what, but
He's Bruce's son.
he's on the Auburn coaching staff, and they have him on like once a week or something like that. And he said that they brought up in a team meeting like anybody entering the transfer portal, and he said that they just laughed at him and said, "Why would we enter the portal? We want to stay here." And then like 2 hours later, you send me that news article, and I was like,
Did you see what
uh,
Stephen Pearl said?
"What exactly did he say?"
He said if Chad Baker Mazzotta didn't get or whatever how you say his last name, if he didn't
Yes,
if they
he,
beat him by
he
20, we are
said they
a
he
far
said they
better
would have beat him
team.
by 20 points.
They're a far better team than Yale. And then I
I was
thought
like,
to myself, well,
I mean, you can't really say that. I mean, I know he was out,
I
but
don't
like
want to get off
we
on a
don't know.
tangent. We don't want to get off on a tangent. I'm just saying, you can't really say that. To me, that's kind of like, we would win the other 9 times. Well, you didn't win this one time, the time it actually mattered. But let's get to the other game. Two overtimes, and if you look at the score, you're like, how did this game go to two overtimes? Creighton over Oregon. I've been big on Creighton this whole tournament. I have them as a sleeper, and actually one of my brackets, I have them in the championship. Creighton 86-73 Oregon. This Oregon team beat the dog crap out of South Carolina. Alabama beat Oregon, so we watched Oregon a little bit earlier in the season. That center they got's a stud. Dante's a stud. But man, I'm gonna tell you, Creighton, they're just too tough in my opinion. I think they're just good. I really do.
Yeah, this is a sleeper. I mean, to call a three seed a sleeper team for the national championship is saying something. But yeah, they've been dominant so far in the tournament. I mean, and because this is a good Oregon team, and to outlast them in double overtime says a lot. So yeah, good day on Saturday. Then on Sunday,
Let's
had
get
some
in.
more.
Sunday, we had Marquette, Colorado. That was actually Colorado was pretty good. I was a little shocked.
I mean, look, this team took me won in a track meet
Florida.
with my favorite team, the Florida, my ultimate favorite team. Shout out to Florida softball, sitting at 24-9.
But somebody's not sleeping on the couch tonight.
But so I mean,
That's a
look,
cool house.
and we chose Florida to kind of make a run, and they beat them in a track meet,
Yeah.
and so I mean, for Marquette to beat them, 81-77, pretty good win. This Marquette team is good.
No, they're good. They're good. I like that point guard, Tyler, Kalik. Is that I think that's how you say it. He's good. He's good. Take that hat off, boy. Take off that Florida. Take off that Florida.
Not I wasn't a huge fan of the rope hats, but I bought this one and I actually kind of like it. I'm getting the Alabama version of it. Just don't just
When did you get a rope hat? Like today?
I got this like 4 days ago or something like that.
Oh,
I
there
can't
we go.
remember.
Alright, now, this next game, in my opinion, this team's probably the second best team in the tournament. Purdue over Utah State. Oh my god. 106-67. Ain't much to say. Purdue, Zach Edey. I don't like when people say, "Well, Zach Edey sucks." Well, he does not suck. He's going to be back-to-back National Player of the Year. Purdue don't suck. Last year they saw Purdue. They lost in the first round. Okay, it wasn't Zach Edey's fault. He's the reason why they were a first seed. I promise you. I hate when people try to hate on Zach Edey. When he gets to the NBA, that's a different story. But in college, he is him. He is him.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's obviously a huge part of why they have been so successful. I mean, he's been the main reason, but I mean, Dalton Connect's been the main reason Tennessee's been so successful this season, and nobody's saying the same thing. So I mean, huge props to Purdue. I don't know how long it can last in the tournament, just because yeah, they've been a little unproven, but they're kind of proving it now. So big win, big win over Utah State.
No, I agree. Now this next game, I was shocked. I'm
The
not gonna lie.
Dukes could not beat the
I
Dukes.
I picked the upset right here. James Madison lost to Duke 93-55. Woo! Yeah, Duke looked pretty damn good right here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little shocked because they struggled with Vermont in that first round, and then yeah, they beat the dog. They beat the Duke at a JMU. I mean, first half it was 47-25, and then second half they scored 46. I mean, that's strong. I mean, Jared McCain, the freshman, with 30 points, 10 we shot 10 for 15. They just couldn't miss.
You got to wonder if coaching speculation with Mark
It was
Byington of JMU going to Vandy, if that had anything to do with it, maybe lack of execution, lack of care, lack of want from the
I would
players.
you know,
93-55, you got to think that had something to do with it.
you would think, and then you look at the shots. They went 19 for 50 from the field. I just think, yeah, that was Sun Belt, Fun Belt. Now the next game, and I'm gonna give them my stamp of approval. I did not know your game like that, even though we played y'all. How about them Clemson Tigers?
Clemson kind of dominating right now in a lot of things. They're number 4, I believe, in baseball, and here they are taking down number 3
What do you
seed Baylor 72-64. I mean,
I didn't know you would like that. I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean, good game overall. I mean, this is kind of a sleeper team right here.
No, I definitely agree. This is a team that could at least go to the Elite Eight, and then I mean they're taking on well, they're playing Arizona, but they can do it. I'm being 100% honest. I could see them playing with Arizona, but good win by Clemson. Shame on you, Bearcats. It was just a bad day to be a Drew brother. I'm gonna be honest. It was just a bad day. All right, we're gonna do Alabama last, just because I know we're gonna talk about that for a little bit. UConn versus Northwestern. Like I said, I think if it was FAU playing UConn, it would have been a closer game. But with Dustin May going to Michigan, he definitely did not have his mind in the game. By the way, question: what's a better hire for which position? Is it Dustin May at Michigan, or is it JMU's coach at Vandy? Or I throw you another one: Drake's head coach going to West Virginia.
I think I think Boynton to Vandy is a
That's a
pretty good
pretty good one.
hire. I mean, like James Madison has just been they're doing something right with their athletics. I'm
You say
really
that.
not sure.
I got a feeling with football gone, basketball gone, they're about to go downhill.
They might,
I
they
hate it
just
for
might.
'em. But, what was I gonna say? Did you see who Louisville might hire as their new head coach?
Oh, are we getting some rumors with Louisville?
Rick
Who are they?
Rick Pitino's son.
Oh,
I would love you know how funny that would be? Like, you fired their dad because of strippers, and then you wanna bring on his son.
would he be mad that if his son took the job?
I
I
don't
mean, it's Rick Pitino.
uh, his son, if you remember, was the head coach at Minnesota for a little bit. Richard Pitino's his name.
Hmm.
He's at New Mexico right now. I wouldn't hire him. Who I would hire if I'm Louisville is the boy from South Florida, Reem. I forgot his name. Or I would hire dude from Charleston. He's a pretty good coach, young guy. And then
Give it to Bucky.
yeah, Bucky he'll watch.
Bucky Ball in Louisville.
He'll get a job soon. All right, next game. I'm not gonna lie. I went to bed because I thought the game was over until he hit the shot, and then I turned it back on. Houston over Texas A&M. Shocked, shocked by that one. Houston won 195. A&M just couldn't do it in overtime. Gave up 14 points, only scored 9. But you know what? I think Buzz is a really good coach. I think he's very underrated in the SEC, but just wasn't there just yet. I told you in the in the SEC tournament prediction, this is a team they can win a couple of games to get to the tournament, and then that's a team to watch out for. Which they were. They're a team to watch out for. I hate it for him, but Houston moves on.
It's a tall task to take on number one Houston and beat them. And they almost did. I mean, 95 to 100. But I mean, a track meet ended up with a Houston win, 30 points from Emmanuel Sharp on the game. Overall, this Houston team is really, really good. I mean, they could easily win the national championship. A lot of people are picking them to win the national championship for solid reason. Overall, good win by Houston as they move on to the Sweet 16. Yale. Oh, I love this for Auburn. I love it for Auburn. San Diego State, 85 to
It is
57 over the Yale
it was a
Bulldogs.
blowout. It wasn't even nowhere close. And then I was gonna say, Steve, I mean, it was halftime 45 to 21. How are you as a coach gonna go online? We would have beat them by 20 if we had this one player. I'm not trying to compare Alabama to Auburn because we've lost. We've tied it up. We lost Latrell Wrightsell and still bound. You see what I'm saying? You just can't. You got to fight through it.
Well, I saw a tweet from earlier today, or maybe it was yesterday. Someone made a good point, and it was, if I can find it, because I sent it to you guys. Um, Both SEC teams left in the tournament have something in common. Tennessee and Alabama both played four of the current Sweet 16 teams in the non conference games. A certain somebody, Auburn, um, just did not have a great non conference schedule. And maybe if they
And,
were just challenged a little bit more, maybe they would have been more set up for a
and I'm
run.
not really trying to poke at Auburn fans. I'm really not when I say this.
Don't need to, don't want to pour salt on any burns.
I've
We're
always
doing it.
said Bruce Pearl plays nobody in non. Never plays nobody in non-conference. When your away games in non-conference is Appalachian State and you still lose that game, come on. Like, yes,
Yeah.
not take nothing away from Appalachian State. That's a good team. They won 20 something games this year. But you gotta play these creative.
You have to play some Power 5 or, high mid-major level teams.
I'm about to look it up. I don't want to. They played somebody at the beginning of the season. They played Baylor, lost to Baylor. Played Southeastern Louisiana. Played Notre Dame. Played St. Bonaventure, Virginia Tech, Appalachian State, Indiana, USC, and that's it.
Wait.
It's just no top 25 teams whatsoever besides Baylor.
Yeah, yeah, you're right. Bruce Pearl rarely ever has those, tests early in the season before SEC play. Nate Oates has really made it a priority to kind of have those tests. Um, and a number of those were lost by us this season, but I mean, we were able to have those kind of tests early on. Um, but speaking of Alabama, 72 to 61. Um,
Over
was this
Grant.
not one over Grand Canyon? Was this not one of the weirdest, wildest basketball games you've ever seen just in general?
I, I'm gonna really hate when I say this because I'm not one of these guys. I promise you, I'm not. These refs are terrible. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
They
I,
they were. They were. I mean, and look, and of course we're Alabama homers, so but keep in mind, you had a lot of non-Alabama fans really questioning some of the calls. I mean, just look at the free throw percentage, discrepancy. I mean, what was it like 33 to
it was no,
15 or something like
it
that?
was a total of I want to say it was 37 to 22. I don't care who you are. That's not something's not lining up there. No, something is not. And thing is, we had 26 fouls and they had 21. You tell me how that's right.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're not about to sit here and say, look, the refs were trying to give the game to Grand Canyon. Of course, we're going to say that, to each other as Alabama fans. But if we're being real, we don't think that was the case. But it was a
I
little
mean,
bit
two
weird.
two technical fouls, one on Pringle, one on Nate Oates. I mean, it just felt off. And the way that to me, it felt like they were scripting Grand Canyon to win that. I'll tell you why. They kept showing the fans back at home, the massive arena, people jumping up, cheering. It just felt like remember when we played UCLA in the Sweet 16 3 years ago, and they just kept showing back home, back home, back home. That's what it just felt like. It felt like they wanted us to. They felt like they wanted another lower seed.
Yeah, yeah, and a team like Grand Canyon would have been perfect for that. I mean, like who's ever heard of Grand Canyon University? Now, apparently, Grand Canyon University is freaking massive because it's a giant online school. Got over 100,000 students. They do have a campus. I don't know how many
They
live
say
on campus or go to
apparently like
campus.
25,000 go to campus and then 93,000 are online.
That's ridiculous. Um, and yeah, they would show. I mean, they would show. I don't know. They had a lot of fans in the
I've
arena.
never seen that many like student fans
I know.
at a round of 32 game. Never
So
have seen that.
you have to imagine one,
They're
they go
closed.
to the school and they're like, "Oh my God, my school's in the tournament. We have to go. We may never be able to go again." And because it's an online school, there's probably people who live over there in the Spokane, Washington area. They were like, "Oh my God, we can go see our
They
team."
definitely, in my opinion, they felt like fake fans, like they were placed there.
A little bit, kinda, yeah. And there was a tea kettle in the stands as well. There was a screaming lady that would not shut up whatsoever.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they was trying too hard to be fans. That's what made it.
Yeah.
You remember in the NFL season you had that Chargers fan, that lady.
Yes.
That's what it
Yeah.
felt like. It was like, "Ooh, ooh." It just felt fake the whole time. It felt gen
As far as the game though, I mean, the ball was just going everywhere. I mean, it was Alabama actually was playing some pretty good defense, for once. But I mean,
we did what we needed to do when I wait, and I preached it. Rebound, rebound, rebound.
yes, and you're gonna have to do that against North Carolina,
With
in the
Von
Sweet 16.
Baycott, my god.
Yeah. But I mean, all around, I mean, it was just. I feel like the game was being played too fast by Alabama, which look, I mean that's what Alabama wants to do, but it was to a degree was like, dang, slow it down for just a second. I mean, like take your time when you're shooting some of these threes because a lot of them were just totally off. Some of them they were hitting. I mean, Mark Sears had a great game.
It definitely
Um,
hurt losing Latrell Wrightsell.
yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure. I've been hearing some word that he will
He's
be
gonna
back.
play. Yes, Oates said he's gonna be back for North Carolina.
Good, good. But yeah, all around a good win, and this was close. This guy, I mean, Grand Canyon took the lead in middle of the second half, but Alabama really was able to go on a deep run later in the game and pull it out.
And I know a lot of y'all don't know, but a name to watch out for when you watch this Alabama team and he comes off the bench, number 10, Mohamed Diabate. That boy, I'm telling you, that kid brings so much enthusiasm. Not he just brings electricity, like energy off the bench. I've never seen it at Alabama. Like he scores 6 straight points, bang, 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 on that free throw line. You know exactly the play I'm talking about. We shoot the free throw, miss it, grabs the rebound, put it up, shot, foul. We get the lead right back right there.
Something I had not seen or not ta taken note of. Look, Aaron Estrada made a shot from mid range,
He did, and it was pretty nice.
and and I just thought myself thinking, you never see that anymore with Alabama basketball. It's either three or drive it in the paint.
And which
If it ain't one of those,
is
don't shoot it.
I agree with it. I think taking a 20-foot jumper is the dumbest thing ever. Take a few steps back and take a three. If not, go inside, get fouled. I mean, it's all analytics.
And if anybody knows that, it's Mr. Mathematician
NATO's.
Nate Oates,
Now,
Romulus High School.
yeah, so that's the round of 32. So instead of looking to see what teams are good, because we're going to rank our top 16 teams, let's do a quick prediction of the Sweet 16. Just a real quick prediction. We ain't got to get into it because we plan on doing our like kind of get back into the groove of after every day. Do a Sweet 16. Let's get into it. Playing on Thursday night. You have Clemson versus Arizona. I have meow.
Give me the Wildcats. I like what Clemson is doing. And I think that it would shock me if they go on a run here and pull a big old upset. But this Arizona team is just too good to me. I think they're primed for a national championship run, as I have predicted. So give me the Wildcats.
I like Arizona. Next game, you have San Diego, and UConn. I think it would have been a little bit closer if it was Auburn, but I don't believe in the San Diego State team. A lot of people. I don't know if people noticed this. It's a rematch from last year's championship game, but maybe that lots of fire into San Diego State, but I don't think it's going to be enough of a fire. Give me UConn. Give me the Huskies.
UConn's just too good. I like the San Diego State team as well, but I really, really like this UConn team. I mean, it's I'm taking a risk not choosing them as the national championship winner. So give me UConn.
Next, let's get into it. I can, on my upset meter, this is high, and it's my team. I really like them, but I like this other team a lot too. Illinois playing Iowa State.
Give me Iowa State
I'm gonna
on
go
this
Iowa
one.
State, but it's gonna be close. It's gonna be a nail biter at the end, I believe.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Illinois is really good. Iowa State is really good. This is going to be a good game. I mean, I think the lines are leaning Iowa State minus 2.5 right now. But and I'm in agreement with that.
I
Iowa
like
State.
I like it. Thursday night, also we have, or we're not gonna get into because we can talk about this all day. North Carolina 1 seed versus 4 seed Alabama.
I'm gonna play the reverse jinx and choose North Carolina here. I did that with Alabama. I said this was a round of 32 exit team at best, and here they are in the Sweet 16. They have proved me wrong, and hopefully they will continue to prove me wrong.
Breaking news! Breaking news! Left-handed starter Jordan Montgomery and the Arizona Diamondbacks are in agreement on a free agent deal.
Wow, I like that. I like that.
Wow, their pitching is pretty good. They added
I mean, you
Eduardo
already got Gallen,
Rodriguez.
Fott, and now you bring in Montgomery, and we're
Yeah,
not gonna.
remember they got Rodriguez too.
Yeah, I got
Eduardo,
Rodriguez.
that's pretty good. All right, let's get back into basketball. Breaking news from Jeff Passan. He's come on the podcast sometime. Yes, Alabama, North Carolina. Give me North Carolina. So let's go to the next game. We just got to rebound. We got to out rebound them. I mean, I'm big on the rebound, rebound, rebound. Grant Nelson's going to have to step up for Alabama if he's going to go against Ahmad Baycott, who is a 6 year. Ahmad Baycott was there last time they went to the national championship. Give me North Carolina though. All right, let's move on to Friday. Friday, Friday. You gotta get down on Friday. You have North Carolina State versus Marquette. I think the Cinderella runs ends. Give me the Golden Eagles of Marquette.
Give me Marquette as well. I just think that it is too big of a gap between play. Give me Marquette. Sorry, NC State. Gonzaga and Purdue. This could be a game right here. Give me the upset on this one.
Oh, the Zags. I like that. But let me just tell you, not so fast. Zach Edey is gonna he's this is kind of like when Virginia, you remember when Virginia they lost in the first round to a 16 seed, and then they fought back the next year to win the national championship. I said this I see in this Purdue team. Give me Purdue over Gonzaga.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
How about you man up? Man up, grow some balls, and pick a freaking upset.
I'm
Here
about
you
to.
are picking the favorites on everything.
I got my
Are you
last
Shannon Sharp?
my last game is my upset. Okay.
Okay. Okay, okay. That we've already discussed. Duke and Houston.
Ugh. I don't like Houston personally. I don't think they're that good. I just don't trust this Duke team. If
I'm with you on that. I'm gonna go with Houston.
I don't
Uh,
think Houston's going to make it to the Final Four. I just don't.
okay.
Let me see who they have to play. But give me Houston. I think they'll beat Duke, but I don't see them going on. If they were playing, I don't know. Continue. I'm sorry. I'm spazzing now. I got to look to see who they're playing. Oh my god, they play Marquette. They're gonna lose to Marquette. They're gonna lose to Marquette if they win. Alright. And then last game, give me the upset. Give me the Blue Jays over the Volunteers. I've been big on Blue Jays this whole bracket. We've played them. They got a good team. I think Tennessee is nothing without Dalton Connect. You take away Dalton Connect, they're done. I think Creighton can provide that. Give me the Blue Jays over Tennessee.
I'm gonna go with Creighton as well. So I've got two upsets. And I say that because I think it's been a while since Tennessee has really played a team close to them that can really, meet them in a close game. This Creighton team is good, man. This Tennessee is great too, but
Yeah.
Creighton could do some damage. So give me the Blue Jays.
So that's our predictions. Now let's rank the top 16. I have my 16. I don't know if you have your 16 or we can just go off my 16. Let's start with number one. Of course, I have UConn. I assume you will as well.
Yeah, let me give me 1 second. Scroll down my list here. Number one, yeah, I mean it's UConn as well. This team is just too good. They've been as good as they are all season long. They're built
Nothing
to
left
win.
to say about them. Two, I have Purdue. Purdue's done pretty well.
I've got Purdue as well. I mean, just as far as talent with Zach Edey and what they've been able to do, I mean, I don't think that you can put anybody else at number two. You can maybe put Houston at number two, which is who I have at number three. But it wouldn't. I mean,
See, I have
I wouldn't disagree with you if you put Houston above Purdue.
I have North Carolina at three.
Okay, all right.
And then at four, I have Iowa State.
Really, you are so high on this
I
Cyclone
am.
team.
And then five, I have Houston.
Five, my four team is North Carolina. My five is my Wildcats of Arizona.
Okay, at 5, okay. My 6 is Arizona, the Wildcats. What about your
Okay.
6, your Iowa State?
My 6 is Iowa State. So a little bit lower on them than you, but I look, they still could. I mean, this is a great team. My 7, my 7, I hate to say it, is the Tennessee
That's who I
Volunteers.
have at 7 is Tennessee. I have them losing, but I still think they're the 7th best team in the thing, and because my 8 is Creighton.
My 8 is the Bulldogs of Gonzaga.
Wow, my okay,
Yeah.
okay. My 9 is Marquette. I imagine yours isn't Marquette at 9.
Mine is Marquette.
My 10 is Gonzaga.
My 10, ugh, I str I couldn't figure out if I wanted to put them at 10 or if I wanted to put them at 11. I ended up putting Illinois at 10.
See, I was the same way. I put Illinois at 11 instead of I probably should have flipped it, but I have Illinois at 11.
So who's your 10?
10 is Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Okay. My 11 is the Duke Blue Devils.
Mine's 12. Okay, mine's 12. All right, not bad, not bad. Who's your 12 team?
My 12 is the Creighton Blue Jays.
Oh, wow, you have them low. I like it. I like it. Keep sleeping on my Blue Jays. 13, I have San Diego State.
My 13, I have the Aztecs as well.
My 14, I have the Crimson Tide.
14, I have Alabama as well. That might be a high ranking for them.
It's either
Maybe only due
14
to
or
record.
15. Either
Yeah.
14 or 15. 15, I have Clemson.
Yeah. I've got Alabama at 14. My 15, I have North Carolina State.
Wow. See, I have it verse. I have Clemson 15 and then North Carolina State 16.
And then your 16 is Clemson.
Now my 16 is North Carolina State. I had Clemson 15.
That all right. What did I say? My 14 is Alabama.
You said your 15 is North Carolina State and then
My
16.
15 is North Carolina State, so my 16 is Clemson.
Okay, not bad. So that's our top 16. So man, yeah, I mean, college basketball is in the full swing. We got Thursday is going to be a great sports day for me and you. We have Alabama at 8:30. My God, that's so late. I hate that. That's 9:30 for you. And then we have at 2 o'clock. No, 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 no. I'm so excited.
I might. Oh, as celebration of opening day, I might just break open this Braves Truist Park candle that I got
When did you
for
when did you get
my lovely fiance got this for me for my birthday,
what does
I
it
believe.
smell like?
Okay, it's a little odd.
It smells like
So there's this company called Homesick, and they make scented candles. They're actually kind of expensive. I think they're like 30 something dollars, maybe even
oh
40.
god.
Yeah, for a candle. But like they make you know the smell of the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World? You
Yes.
know that specific smell of the water? They make a candle for that.
Oh wow.
And so they make some of these. This is a Truist Park candle. And I look, it may just be me thinking it, but when I close my eyes,
You think you're at
like I can picture myself there. I'm closing my eyes right now. I'm at the NLCS in 2021
I'm at
right now.
I'm at the zip
I've got to go
lines.
back.
I'm at the zip lines. I'm at the batting cages. I
Same here,
love it.
PBR.
I plan on doing nothing at work Thursday after 2, so I can watch the game. And then yeah, so it's gonna be a good day. You got Spencer Strider on the hill. I'm excited to see. We got Duval back. So I'm excited to see Braves Nation. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Now, question of the day. I got something for you. I saw it tonight at this restaurant. I want to see your opinion. What do you think about couples that sit at the same side of the table? I think that's the weird. I hate it. I'm gonna be honest with you. Please tell me.
I'm not gonna sit here and say that I hate it because we may have some people watching this that are into that. But I'm look, me and my fiance, we're not gonna do that. I mean, we like to sit across from each other. I think it now if we're with people,
Well, yeah,
then we'll
yeah,
sit on
that's
the same side,
different.
right?
That's
But if
different.
you're alone and you're sitting on the same side, I don't know. I also feel like you can't really. like,
Okay,
talk to somebody
let me
like
ask you,
this, you
what's
know?
weirder? Let me ask you what's weirder then? Sitting on the same side as your wife when it's just y'all, or sitting opposite when you're with another couple? When I'm saying, like,
I feel like still sitting next to each other when it's just you
I
2
don't
is
know.
weirder.
I feel like if there's, like, another couple and you swap with you know what I mean?
Okay, alright. I mean,
You see what I'm saying? You
if
see what I'm
alright, let's say if my fiancé and you and
Yes.
your wife went, let's say we both, the 4 of us went to dinners together, right? And we sat in a booth. If it's me and you sitting on one side and Lindsay and Hannah sitting
That's
on
not
the
bad,
other
that's
side,
not bad.
that's not bad. But if it's like me and Hannah on one side and you and Lindsay
Ew,
on the other side, that's who does that?
that's weird, that's weird. That's some weird stuff. So what is weirder, that or sitting on one side if it's just you?
That's weirder. That's weirder. But I
That's
feel like
weird.
that's a very like I feel like that rarely ever happens.
Yeah,
All right, question of the day for you. All right. You and I are big adult cartoon fans,
yeah.
as you are currently wearing a Hank Hill shirt, King of the Hill.
Yep.
All right, what is the best adult cartoon?
What are we trying to go for? Like Adult Swim, or are we trying to just go in
I mean,
general? Because in my opinion, the funniest one of all time is South Park.
South Park is my personal favorite. I mean, my fiance sitting back there can attest to that. I mean, I literally turn it on every single night to go to bed. That's just why I mean, my routine. And we haven't done it in a while, but I would turn on HBO Max and I would say pick a number between 1 and 23, and that would be the season. And I'd be like, all right, pick a number between 1 and like 18, and that'd be the episode. And that'd be what we'd watch. And I can quote like I've seen every single South Park episode. It's my favorite. Family Guy, I do think is a close second. I know a lot of South Park people hate Family Guy, but I do like Family Guy.
I'm gonna be honest, I used to like Family Guy. I haven't watched a Family Guy episode in so long.
That's me. I see the thing is like I started watching Family Guy recently on Hulu, and I didn't realize how much Family Guy I have watched. Like I went through and like almost all the episodes have said
Oh
like
yeah, I've seen them
watched.
all. I've
Yeah.
just the
Like
newer one.
I forget about all the
I
episodes. It's
haven't
very
watched
much a
the newer
background
one.
show.
I I tell you another adult. I've been. I'm. Are you big into Rick and Morty?
I'm not. I've never watched Rick and Morty.
See,
I think I would like it.
I love Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty's up there for me. I like American. I see. I like. I'm in the few. I love Family Guy, but I really like American Dad.
Really? Do you like the Cleveland show?
Uh. I couldn't get into it. I didn't think it was that funny. I'm being 100% honest. It was not that funny to me.
I didn't really like the Cleveland show because it's like the family that he has in the show is like never mentioned in Family Guy or shown in Family Guy, and that's where the disconnect came for me. It's like, who are these people? You
Yeah,
know?
I didn't like that one. I'm not really
I'll
into
tell you
Bob's
one that you
Burger.
really like that you're forgetting is good old Squidbillies.
He got canceled. He got canceled.
Oh, early Kyle.
Them and what's the other one? Meatwad, Aqua Teen Hunger, Aqua Teen.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Some of those Adult Swim. Were you allowed to watch Adult Swim like as a kid, like when
So
you're growing up?
no, but I would
I
find
was
a
not
way to
allowed.
watch it.
I was not allowed, but I would turn the TV down really quietly at night, and I would
I can
watch it.
watch. I used to can watch Squidbillies any time of the day. I love Squidbillies. Robot Chicken was up there. I loved
I love
Robot.
Robot Chicken.
I liked Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Love. I mean, when I s- meat wide as a honey, you see. Meat wide, get the lane.
Now there are some Adult Swim shows that like were deep. Like you had to be up late to be watching those.
They
I'm
were weird.
talking like
They were
home movies. You ever seen home movies?
they were weird. They got weird. Like when you get to like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I was like, what is going on right now? What is going
Like
on?
they would start off with like Samurai Jack, and then move to like Family Guy, and then at
It
like
used to it used to
one
tick me
a.m.
off because on the weekends where I would like stay up late because I don't have school the next day. They'd show the anime stuff like Tsunami.
Toonami.
Tsunami,
Toonami,
yes.
yeah.
You remember Tsunami? We'll start off with Samurai Jack. I was like, I don't give a damn about this. Show me Robot Chicken. Show me the nerd. Show me Aqua Teen. Show me Master Shake. Like I don't care. I used to watch that Mike. Did you ever watch the Mike Tyson show?
Yes, I
It was
think so.
actually pretty funny.
I'm telling you that there were some Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Like, what was that? The home movies,
I,
Super Jail,
I tell you one of my favorite.
Moral Oral. Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
gosh, I remember that one. My favorite one was Loader Squad
Oh, Lloyd or
with,
oh yeah, with
Tyler.
Tyler the Creator.
That is hilarious. It's like Jackass. I love it. But
Oh
yeah,
yeah, good times. I might go watch me a nice Adult Swim show tonight. Now thinking about it, but I think that does it, guys, for this episode of Heads Up Play, episode
29.
29. Next episode 30. How about that? We're sitting at how many subscribers we at right now? 116.
116. We're guys, we appreciate y'all following us and liking us on Instagram, Twitter, TikToks. I know I don't know if y'all have noticed we've been a little bit more recently active on TikTok. I know we kind of took a hiatus from TikTok, but we're kind of back on it, trying to get our grind back up on TikTok. But you know what, guys? Like and subscribe this video, share it with your mama, your auntie, your grandma, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your dog. Show everybody, subscribe, like, hit that notification button whenever something comes out. You get it. But guys, that's it from me and Sweaty Boy. Thank you very much. And you know what, guys? You stay classy.
Is that your new phrase?
Nope. I tried it out. Don't like it. I'm not Ron
Stay
Burgundy.
classy, everybody. And do you guys know who the hell that is? That's Cowboy.